Today I'm going to be creating a makeup look inspired by the zodiac sign of Leo. I'm currently in Leo season as I film this, the heart of summer, the heart of bold, creative energy, because that is some of the things that Leo is associated with. They're known for being warm, courageous, people who love to lead and sometimes be the center of attention. And Leos are often known as the performer of the zodiac, and people in the performing arts are just who love to be charismatic and kind of a bit of the life of the party and happy to be the center of attention, but also to spread that warmth to others. I'm a Leo rising. I don't know if that translates. You'll have to let me know. And then there's also the story of the actual zodiac, which is that Hercules defeated the Nemean lion in one of his trials, and the lion was immortalized as the constellation of Leo. And this lion was known for having this coat that was essentially impenetrable. So this coat that arrows would bounce off of, and it took some cunning for Hercules to take down that lion. So with that lion energy and that kind of protective armor and like bold presence, those all tie in with the personality traits and characteristics associated with Leo. So what I'm thinking for this makeup look is kind of a lot of warm tones, like orange tones. I find orange to be this color of charisma. I've painted part of my house orange. It's such a warm, cozy, but bold color. And for some reason, August in particular, I really associate it with the color orange. It's just an association I can't shake. So that's what I'm going to be playing with. There's a multi-chrome I'm so excited to use on the eyes. So definitely stick it out till the end to see how all the beautiful orange shades come together. And let's get into it. I'm going to be doing my whole base for you. I know a lot of you like seeing the whole process. I'm going to use this little sample of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I actually have used several bottles of this primer. I've used them up and I'm just like, got a sample from Sephora to be like, do I still love this? Is this as good as a primer as I remember it is? Before I repurchase, just checking back in with it. Makeup tastes change, right? So sometimes something you loved might have been replaced by something new, or other parts of your routine changed and it's not a match anymore. So yeah, just got a sample. Honestly, I love how this primer feels though. It's a little bit cooling. I put it on the eyelids as well. It's summer. I've noticed my foundations seem a little bit too light for me recently, so I picked up another shade of my favorite foundation, the Double Wear. This is 1W2 and this is 1N1. I'm gonna mix them because I just used this alone the other day. I felt like it was a bit too dark. And as a millennial, I remember the days of everybody wearing orange foundation and you could see the demarcation line along the jaw. And I'm just like always so afraid of that happening. So that's why I always err on the side of going too pale and fleshing out the complexion with products rather than having that too dark foundation. So I'm just gonna mix a little bit of this in, just working it into the brush, my little mixology. Okay, actually, I feel like that was a good blend. My shoulders are a little darker, you know, so all my winter foundations are just quite stark against my body right now. Full coverage foundation. It's gonna be a fairly bold look in some ways, at least with the plain with colors and the shade orange. So I do like the full coverage look for that kind of look. What do we think? Good match? Too light, too dark? I don't know. The beauty of filming and being a beauty creator is that I can look back on footage and get that kind of outer perspective that you can't always see when you're just like staring at yourself like this. I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. You guys never see me use a setting spray. I'm not big on them unless I feel like something's really matte and I wanna kind of get things feeling a little more hydrated. And after the full coverage matte foundation and the grippy primer, I feel like my skin needs a little something, especially because I want to try out some old powder complexion products I haven't used in a while. And that always works best when the skin has a bit of hydration to it. So I'm going to use this Milk Refresh setting spray, let it dry, and then go in with the powder products. I also find it so hard to get it like even. You know, you feel like, oh, I gotta get more here, more here. But let's let that dry. Has anyone tried the One Size setting spray? I've like seen really good things about that. It looks kind of like the only one that really locks in your makeup. I use setting sprays more for, yeah, when things feel like they need a bit more hydration or like it's clinging to the skin a little bit, the makeup, and I need to like get it kind of re-emulsified almost. I don't really love it as a finishing touch because I find a little bit of shine always stays. That's my experience. So this is the bronzer I wanted to try out that I used to love and just haven't really used in years. It's from Vieve and it's the shade Medium. It's a duo. This is a little bit, wait, which one's lighter? Yeah, left. Touch lighter, touch deeper. Try this out again. See if I still like it after all these years. My problem with powders is it like, you just have to be a little careful when you go in, whereas creams, you can always just blend out so easily. Powders, you gotta build up slowly. I mean, they all have their benefits, right? Powders are good because they have quite good longevity. So I'm just very, very softly applying this, bringing it down the neck a little bit to help with the blending of the overall effect. I think that looks nice. I'm always impressed with Vieve powders. I have a few of their powder blushes, and they are some of the most blendable powders I have. Some powders can be really patchy, you know? Just did my brows off camera, and now I'm gonna go in for blush. This is the shade Charmed from Sephora brand, and it has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's pretty subtle, and I'm gonna place that right here. I really love how orange blushes and peachy blushes look with bronzer. They blend just so seamlessly together versus like a mauve blush or something. They're just a match made in makeup heaven. The placement for this one is not too high, but not too low, just like right there on the cheekbones, sweeping a little bit up. I think that's good. Now I'm going to powder the rest of the face, really get everything kind of buffed in together using my favorite powder of the year, which is the Huda Sugar Cookie Powder. That also smells delicious. And then I can kind of set down anywhere where the setting spray might have left a little bit of... See, my problem with setting sprays is like they sometimes leave little droplets or something. So this will clean everything up. The shimmer shade I'm going to use is from the Cosmic Brushes Smolder palette. My mom also got this palette and she said this one here. Oh, you can't really see it on camera, but it's like gold in some lights and like a warm peachy pink in other lights. And I tried to see how it looked. Oh, it even looks green from one light. I don't know. We'll see. But I swatched it next to some orange tones and I thought it was so pretty. But the rest of the mattes in this palette seem a little bit too cool for me for this look. So I'm going to use the Natasha Denona bronze palette for this. And I feel like this palette just feels very Leo, doesn't it? Like all the warmth, the gold. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Beach first. Taking a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna sweep this across the whole lid. I like the idea of having a warm base so that multi-chrome, making sure it shifts to its warmest tones. You know, sometimes a multi-chrome has some cool in it as well. I'm not too familiar with it yet, so I just wanna make sure the warmth is really coming through. I know a lot of people for a Leo look go for gold. I just wanted to mix things up a little bit, but still like go with that warm golden theme. I totally forgot to say that Leo is a fire sign and is ruled by the sun. So it totally makes sense people use gold for this look. Just using this fluffy brush, and I'm gonna blur the boundaries between the bronzer and the eyeshadow by taking what's left on the brush and sweeping that out. Taking that same shade and smudging it on the lower lash line. Actually, this is a really nice brush for the lower lash line when you want a little bit of smudginess. It's got enough precision that it's not sloppy, but enough, I don't know, it's like the perfect shape. This is from Glamour. It's the E03 brush. Yeah, I'm liking that. In fact, I'm gonna keep using it, see how it works for a little bit more precise shading. I'm gonna go in with the shade Suntan. So yes, getting that sun energy into this look. And I'm gonna use that on the outer edge to add some warm smokiness. As somebody with like cool tone eyes, sometimes I love how a really warm eyeshadow look makes my eyes pop even more because it's in such contrast with it. And then it can be fun to play with like cool tone eyeshadow because it complements it. Just essentially getting this on the lash line and then making a little bit of a U shape here. Getting some depth. I think I want to bring it a little farther out than I've been doing my deeper eyeshadows lately. Kind of near to the tail of the brow. At this point, it's a little sloppy. I was just kind of laying down the shades. So I'm just going to take this little single I have from Makeup Forever that has a brightening effect. But it can be nice just to like layer on top of shades to help it all blend. The same way setting powder, when you put it on top of all your complexion products, kind of just melds them together. Using a eyeshadow that's similar to your skin tone and just skimming it on top of everything can really help blend. And this is a very, very fluffy brush from Morphe, the M433. All right, let's get into the shimmer. I hope this color turns out what I think it will be. My mom literally used it and then texted me, oh my gosh, the top right shade in the Smolder palette is so beautiful. So I hope I feel the same. I'm just putting some glitter glue and then I'm gonna go in with this one called Embers. Okay, we are still on the fire theme. I like it. See how pretty? Kind of reminds me of this Danessa Myricks shimmer. That's one of my faves. Oh, yes. Perfect. I love it. It's kind of like the reflect in my gray nail polish. This is the shade Flicker from Island P, by the way, on my nails. Every time I wear this nail polish, people say, what is that? I love this. I feel like we're getting some of that golden sun energy of Leo, but it's just a little bit like warmer and subdued, essentially like embers rather than fire. I'm going to place that on the lower lash line too. Just mindful not to bring it too far down. I just want a touch of it. I really like this. I want to see what happens when I do some mascara to really bring this together. And then let's think about lips. I don't know whether to go super harmonious with orange or veer off in another direction. I need to see this with lashes first. So I'm going to do that off camera and I will be 1 moment. Okay, for the lips, I did bring out Lisa Eldridge Velvet Dragon for this. I'm not sure if it's going to be too bright or just perfect, so I figured, whatever, let's just try it. The amazing thing about lips is you can always change it up. I'm going to use a brown lip liner, though. This is from Vieve, and it's the shade Bark. This is one of my favorite lip liners to pair with orange lipsticks. Just gives it nice structure, the lip. And just like bronzer, just like blends so nicely with orange tones. I can see a brown lip looking really nice with this too, though, you know? To go with like a peachy brown. Let's see how the orange looks and then maybe I'll change my mind. Okay, so Lisa Eldridge Velvet Dragon, one of my favorite orange lip shades. I think it's too bright. I don't like it. Too bright, guys. It takes too much attention away from the eyes. I need to find a more subdued orange, either a gloss or a balm or something. So I will, this is not good. No, no, bad, bad. I'm back and my lips are lined with Bark again. And I'm gonna try out Merit Tiger. Much more muted than that Velvet Dragon. Yeah. I feel like this just suits the tones of the mattes better. I think I might also layer a gloss on top, this from Lancome Juicy Tube in Cocoa Macchiato, because it has like pink flecks in it that remind me of the pink shimmer on the eyeshadow. I feel like this look needs just a touch of something more for contrast, so I want to put a dark brown in the lower waterline. I feel like that might make everything just like come together and sing a little more. So this is Urban Decay Tootsie. I feel like that totally really makes a difference. I don't know how much that translated on camera, but that waterline moment just brought the look together. It just needed that something fierce to contrast against these warm oranges, especially for Leo energy. I popped some big hoops on because I feel like that is also very Leo energy, just here for the big dramatic moments. And then my final step is going to be a touch of highlighter, keeping it on theme with some more Vieve products. This is the shade Bijou, and it's a soft gold. And I'm going to put that, of course, on the cheekbone, a little bit on the nose, and then maybe a little bit of it in the inner corner, actually. My favorite place to put inner corner highlight is right here on the, like a little bit on the lower inner tear duct rather than the whole corner. Just like that. And this is the finished makeup look. I really love it. My Leo rising is happy about this one. To me, this is the perfect amount of drama in a makeup look I like these days, because not every element is super, dark and smoky, but we have these suggestions of that drama with that dark waterline and a little bit more of a lashy moment. And yeah, I love it. I love these tones. Like I said, it just reminds me of August and the sun energy, really. The sun as it starts to, create these late summer flowers that are often like sunflowers and, orange fruits like pumpkins. Can't wait for the pumpkins. And yeah, I love this. I'm really happy with this one. I think that's all I got to say on this matter. I hope you Leos liked this one, like switching it up a little bit from just gold. All right, friends, that's it for today. Toasty! Let's take it away. All right, the last zodiac sign that I will be doing is Scorpio. I mean, like, that's the last one on the list. I have a couple more to go through. Virgo, Libra, then Scorpio, and then I've done full circle, starting with Sagittarius. So this boy, he's Scorpio boy, so I will be channeling some toasty energy when I get around to that one. And yeah, guys, I hope you like this video. Please consider checking out my Patreon to help support the channel. And there you get bonus content as part of the subscription, like monthly makeup rituals, behind the scenes thoughts, and more. But if that's not up your alley, just definitely consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic. And we will see you in the next video. Bye, witches.